All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are live once again here in Burbank, California for the Overwatch Tespa Collegiate Series. Over the last 6 weeks, 230 schools were represented by over 2,400 students on campuses across the nation, fighting for their chance at over $100,000 in scholarship prizing. I'm James Jamerson Lee, and joining me once again on the casting desk this week is going to be Seamus C. Moose Anderson. Seamus, day number 2, how are you feeling?
Day number 2, really excited to see these matches. The North and the East, you know, you're from California, I'm from Virginia, so these are sort of my homies. Really curious to see what they can bring to the table.
Yeah, this is your day today. I had my day in the sunshine yesterday, right, with the Western game. So, yeah, I mean, we're very excited to see these games today. I mean, a lot of these schools were on streams before. Just as a reminder to all of our viewers at home, this is the regional semifinals. So all these matches are very important because winning today means you secure $7,000 in scholarship prizing for your team. So if we take a look at the overview of the competition, over the course of 5 weeks, teams were battling it out in best-of-3s in their region, the North, the South, the West, and the East. With a score of 3-2 or better, you would move on to the regional playoffs.
That 3-2 berth puts you into the regional playoffs, which is where we are now. We're currently at the regional semifinals. Whoever makes it out of here makes it onto the regional championships on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday is when the broadcast will continue there and conclude with the top 2 teams from each region. It's going to be the round of 8 essentially at that point. And if you win there, you're going to be moving on to the live finals.
Moving on to the live finals held in January. Somewhere yet to be determined is where we're going to see the best team from every region compete for their share of that $100,000 scholarship prize.
Yeah, we've had a lot of strong competitors face off, especially yesterday. We had some real barn burners going on, the first and our last matches of the evening out in the West and the North. So it was very exciting to see. And, you know, a lot of these schools coming out from the East and the North, the East and the North, touting similar records, right? Most of them going undefeated and such. So we're expecting very strong matches. If we take a look at the schedule, we can have a recap of yesterday. So yesterday was the Southern, and the Western regions. We saw Texas defeating FIU with a scoreline of 2-1 in a best-of-5 series. They were able to draw it out in 2 maps, and then our second match was Georgia. They did get defeated by East Carolina University. And then our final match that was streamed of the evening, it was the Cal Bears defeating Cal Poly Pomona in a 3-2 nail-biter of a series.
That was a 6-game series, incredibly close.
Yeah, and then off-stream we had Saddleback defeating one of the favorites for this tournament, UC San Diego, 3-2 in a very close series. But yeah, that was yesterday. What's on the docket for tonight?
For tonight, the first match we're going to be looking at is George Mason University taking on Rutgers University. We're going to be following up with more action from the East with Virginia Commonwealth versus Worcester Poly afterwards, and then heading up to the North with Waterloo versus Toronto, and later in the evening, Cincinnati versus Kansas State.
Yeah, so a lot of the playoffs were actually played off-stream. We did 3 rounds of the playoff stages this past Sunday.
Right.
We weren't able to broadcast any of that, but our players were, and from some of the action, it looked absolutely stellar.
Oh, yeah. The Tespa chapters came out in full force with their own sort of community-led streams. It was really cool to see the round of 64 essentially breaking down, and honestly, with how many great teams we've seen in the regular season, there were some pretty surprising upsets that happened in earlier brackets.
Yeah, and if we actually go ahead and take a look at the journey that the East and the North had to take to get here. So VCU were able to take down Rensselaer there 3-0.
Yeah, and Worcester Poly also with a 3-0 record, so both teams very clean in the quarterfinal matchup. The semifinal, with both of them being so confident, is probably going to be very explosive.
Yeah, on the other side of the bracket, we had George Mason University, which we'll be seeing first off. We're able to defeat Boston U with another scoreline of 3-0.
And then RIT going down to Rutgers University 1-3, so you know, Rochester taking 1 map there, but it's still a confident 3-1 victory. That being said, Jamerson, considering everyone is so confident, there's got to be a winner and a loser. So I'm excited to see how these teams go head-to-head.
Yeah, but Rutgers here, with that 3-1, they were the only team there in the quarterfinals that lost the map. And so the thing is, they're actually one of the strongest teams coming out from the East.
Right. They didn't lose a single match. They lost that 1 game, that 1 map, and then they did lose 1 game throughout the regular season. But actually in this matchup against George Mason has a season record of 8-1. They are the 11th ranked seed, so to speak, in the Eastern region, whereas Rutgers University has a record of 9-0, and they are the 2nd seed.
Yeah, and so if we take a look at Rutgers' opponent for the evening, it is going to be George Mason University, Dementio, Spadinsky, Hamster Quest, Zarhominus, Hyperflame, and Griff. CompSci, ISOM, another CompSci major, and then Information Technology.
We saw some incredible Reaper plays from Hyperflame in earlier weeks of the Tespa Collegiate series, so whether we'll see that again, obviously there were some changes. Anna's a little bit weaker, but we did see her quite a bit. Honestly, he's going to have to come up huge for his team as he is one of the highest ranking players for GMU.
And just a reminder, this isn't some sort of triple DPS, triple support new meta going on. These are just representations of their most played heroes in competitive. So it is kind of telling of what kind of roles they'll be flexing into. For the most part, supports will probably be playing supports and DPS will be on DPS, but this one's a little bit more different than our usual breakdown of roles.
So no double Zenyatta, double McCree, unfortunately. We are following the competitive rule set.
Yeah, and their opponents for the evening, it is going to be Rutgers University, represented by Chicken and Waffles, Lefty, Nintendo 64, iKogo, Fitz, and GTFO 67. CompSci, Economics and Communication, Electrical Engineering, another CompSci major, and then Undeclared.
Rutgers certainly wanting to keep their spotless record here so far. They have had incredible team play throughout the TCS. And an interesting note to make is that in week 4, Delaware beat GMU, George Mason. And in week 5, Delaware lost to Rutgers. So Rutgers and GMU, this is the first time they're playing each other. However, they have had rivals they've played before. And in that situation, Rutgers actually has the head-to-head, the matchup advantage.
Yeah, and so I mean that's why Rutgers is walking into this match with a perfect record of 9-0, and not very many teams were actually able to sustain that record. I believe when we moved into the regional playoffs, there were only about 7 teams in that 5-0 club before that all happened.
Yeah, we'll have to see whether or not that's an actual linear correlation, or whether you beat the team and you beat the other team that lost to them, or whether it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors matchup. But anyway, we are on to Kings Row, the first map of all of the games tonight, with the GMU on defense and Rutgers with the attacking side.
Yeah, and so we are on the most current patch, 1.5. Sombra is disabled, though.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I would love to see some new Sombra play, but I mean, hey, these guys
just
have plenty.
Came out.
Yeah, these guys have plenty of they have to deal with, right? They have got finals and Thanksgiving break coming up. So
and
we don't want to tackle on more things onto their list there.
Plus, thinking about it, Ana, Diva, Lucio, May, Mercy, Farah, Soldier 76, Torbjorn, Widowmaker, and Zarya all had changes, as well as that global ulti change, 25% increased cost for every hero in the game. So even without Sombra currently being available, there are so many changes this patch. It's a very big patch. Preparation is going to be key for both of these squads.
Yeah, despite some nerfs, though, we are still seeing a lot of the staples coming out. Dementio on that Zarya, Zarhominus on the Lucio, and then the new pickup that we've been seeing coming out for most compositions, Spadinsky there on Soldier 76.
Yeah, the increased damage, better spread. Soldier 76 did a ton of work yesterday, comboed very commonly actually with the Ana Nano Boost. Sort of that new combo. I saw someone coin it the retirement combo. I don't know if we should call it that, but that's pretty funny. Chicken Waffles on this Hanzo, however, just tries to get some vision in, see what the enemy is running, and then you swap. Yeah. Oh, wow. Swapping to a Widowmaker. That is interesting. Yeah,
so he got the information. They see no May there, so they are just going to try and play this at range right now. We do have the triple tank composition coming out from Rutgers University with the Roadhog, Reinhardt, and the Zarya there. So the DPS is just going to be Chicken and Waffles.
Yeah, you can see the Roadhog trying to land the hook. Does land a hook. Some damage, and a Sleep Dart, though, will not save the Lucio. However, they're able to retaliate. So a 5v5 fight is better for the offense because they have the closer to respawn.
Yeah, they did take out a tank. So the support, it is a Lucio. He could just speed boost himself back into the fight, and he's got that really short spawn distance, so they are at the point. First tick already going over for Rutgers University.
Yeah, and they're not really contesting. The Widowmaker, she's able to get a ton of shots down. Does actually get contested. Excuse me, I spoke too soon. Doesn't get the ultimate off either, but still the defense is bleeding right now. 2 ticks already taken. The offense is getting more frags. This is probably going to be the point over to Rutgers.
Yeah, that's GTFO coming in with that Roadhog landing hook after hook after hook. I believe that was the 3K for him, and that's going to be an easy first take onto the point for Rutgers University.
Oh, and so many ultimates built up as well. You see the infrared sight from the Widowmaker vision right now is on, so they're going to be a little bit aware of what they're going up against. And then they're going to have 3 ultimates to work with, 2 tank ults, and then the Ana nano boost as well. Definitely an advantage over Rutgers.
I really like the response by a lot of teams picking up more of the triple tank composition, because even though Soldier 76, the nano boosted tactical visor, does a lot of damage, that's a lot of health you have to get through.
Exactly. He's not really great at taking down tanks. It's more something that Reaper or even McCree excels at. Let's take a look at this right now. GTFO, they're dancing, they're crouching back and forth, trying to go around, maybe get a sneaky hook. There's a Roadhog above them, though.
Yeah, we do have the nano boost, and it's going to go onto the Reinhardt. Lefty going in. He's got the hammer down. He lands it on 2. That's onto Hyperflame. So taking out a crucial support. Were they able to get the nano boost off? No, Hyperflame went down before that happened. Lefty picking up a triple kill before Zarharmonious finally cleans him up, and that's going to allow the payload to just push forward almost completely uncontested.
Zarharmonious getting that kill there. Damage done, though. 2-mid Graviton Surge. No tank at all. No chance. Fitz getting that double kill with the grenade from his right mouse button, and that is going to be the second point taken. 90 seconds ahead to the clock, James. This is a very fast take from Rutgers.
We have seen, though, lots of teams being able to start establishing their defense here, and especially once they start, you know, picking up the timer bleeding compositions, right, where they just try to work down the clock and delay as long as possible. So we can still see this 5 minutes, dwindle down to like 2 or maybe 1.
Yeah, but that's a huge amount of time. Like you said, 2 or 1. You still expect it probably to be taken. It would be impressive, to say the least, for George Mason to be able to defend the entire way. They have a couple of ultimates to work with, so their economy flowing pretty well. There's the Graviton. Finds a couple of tanks in there.
And yeah, GTFO getting melted down, but he will be able to make safety. And Earthshatter lands onto him. He is down, but Sound Barrier will keep him alive.
That was very clutch from Lucio. Is it going to be enough for the offense right now? It's back and forth, back and forth. Hook is not going to land from GTFO. The Reinhardt shield is up from the defense. They're pushing back, but here comes a nano boost from the offense.
Yeah, the offense is pushing forward. It is onto Lefty again. Last time he had it, he was able to pick up triple kill. Will he be able to recreate that? He gets the first onto Spadinsky, while Chicken and Waffles is getting free damage off in the back, but it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade as Hamster Quest takes down Lefty. Finally, Fitz answers back. Griff tried to proc his tactical visor, but unfortunately got shut down immediately.
And Fitz is going to be really close to Graviton. He lobs it there. The shield is up. It's going to be taken down, not just yet. And the Deadeye from McCree is probably going to be enough, trying to force them back. The defense will be able to currently capitalize onto the point and successfully stop Rutgers.
Yeah, I feel like they could have held on to that a little bit longer, but wow, huge Earthshatter comes in. Lefty picking up a triple kill with that. Chicken and Waffles pushes forward with that tactical visor, and that's going to be it. 3 minutes and 57 seconds left on the clock for Rutgers University.
Great play by Rutgers. They went back just for a few moments, James, just for a couple of seconds. They came back with the Earthshatter, landing onto 3-4 members, and the follow-up damage from the Roadhog Hold Hog and the Soldier 76 Tac Visor, who was absolutely massive. They complete the map, and 4 minutes to spare is the highest total we've seen so far in the playoffs to deal with on Kings Row. That's an incredibly fast take.
Yeah, we did see that ultimates were very crucial here, and that's the change that came in with patch 1.5. The 20%, I believe, global increase. 25% global increase to ultimate charge. It takes a long time to actually build them up, and coordinating these are much more difficult now. You have to get as much value, as many miles off of them as you can.
Right. The value you get out of coordinating your ultimates. It's always been really sort of the name of the game for Overwatch. Those big wombo combo plays, stacking all of those ultimates, catching the Graviton Surge, getting the Hanzo Dragon Strike afterwards. Especially now that you see ultimates less frequently. If you have more than your opponents and you can coordinate them properly, you will get huge dividends.
I'll get us home safe.
All right, so now it is going to be George Mason University on the attacking side. Rutgers defending. 3 minutes and 57 seconds left to work with. They are sticking with their basically the same composition. This time, GTFO is going to be the solo DPS on the Reaper.
So GMU with this comp, they have... I don't think they're going to be running this particular comp. I mean, Hyperflame might be going for a Widowmaker. He was running Ana before. He's their sort of DPS support flex. And for Rutgers, like you said, essentially the same comp. They have actually double shotguns, so they're going to have a lot of strong close-range damage. And they're opting not to go for the main, but if you take a look at GTFO on this Reaper, he's waiting for them to go around the statue, waiting for the opposition to sort of walk into that trap, and then he can do huge damage from there. But GMU is seriously going to run with this offensive Bastion. This is something new.
Yeah, but it's a great pickup against a triple tank composition, right? And especially against Reinhardt. It just shreds through that shield so quickly.
You can be hooked pretty quickly, though, by a Roadhog. They have to get the positioning, and they're able to walk up past this high ground on the second floor. So this is pretty good so far.
Yeah, Soldier 76 on the other side of the ledge there. Griff is setting up. Does heal himself up just a little bit, and so now he is just wary of that Roadhog hook.
It's kind of hard to shoot through that tree, but now they have all the positioning in the world. Take down that shield really quickly. There's a Reaper on the back line. They didn't actually catch that, but they don't get the kill, and he's able to escape. That hook landing onto Dimentio on the floor. If the heroes on the floor die, James, the offense is certainly going to be stifled, but that is exactly what Griff wants, finding the first frag onto the Roadhog.
Yeah, this is a little slow goings for them, but now they are on to the point. And yeah, that first huge kill coming out. We do have GTFO trying to find the flank again, but no. Spadinsky doing a great job on the opposite end high ground there, making sure that they're not getting flanked.
Georgia Mason's offenses look really, really rehearsed right now. They have vision on both sides, flanking the opponents. It's very hard for them to come in here. See the supports from the defense kind of around the point, which means they're going to be weak to this boosted up soldier, but he's not really going to be able to find anything and has been naded, which means he gets no heals and gets taken down. But Griff still on this Bastion, doing a ton of work for GMU.
Yeah, but currently Rutgers University are doing a really good job of actually using the geography to their advantage. But oh no, Nintendo goes a little too ham, was able to land the bio nade, but it's not going to be enough. Griff is going to be able to heal himself up, and slowly but surely, this is just a battle of attrition. They did get one tick on the board.
Slowly indeed. It's been nearly 2 minutes, and actually this is starting to not really work out for GMU, even if they get the point. This has been such a long take. Rutgers have delayed very well, and they have a couple of ultimates. Honestly, this point hasn't been taken yet.
Yeah, GTFO has switched off to the Genji, and we'll see if it pays off for him. We do have an Earthshatter coming in, but Spadinsky goes down to that. It's going to be Griff that cleans up Lefty, though. Now they are pushing forward. We do have that tank mode coming out. Griff trying to land these body shots. Fitz is dropping down pretty low. Now the tank mode is on over. It's going to be Chicken and Waffles that gets the kill onto Dimentio as the Graviton Surge comes out. Chicken and Waffles coming in with the triple kill. Griff is in the back line here, but now it's going to be him against the world. He gets melted down. It's going to be Ikogo that picks up the kill.
So that Bastion strat, unfortunately, not working out for GMU. The positioning, the geography of the map was just too hard to get around. The enemy team was able to back away. The trees were actually really distracting, and there were so many flanking routes and corners that Bastion didn't have a clear sightline of the entire battlefield and wasn't very successful. So we do see Griff swapping onto the Reaper, but it's already been 3 minutes. So much time has passed. GMU need to get the point now, because even if they cap, they have a long way to go to end.
They do have 4 ultimates to work with, and here we go. Nano Boosted Soldier going on in. We've got the Graviton Surge lands onto about 4 members of the opposing team. The Spadinsky actually was not the recipient of the Nano Boost there, but damage is getting done as Hamster Crest picks up a double kill. Spadinsky gets the kill onto Ikogo. Now 2 ticks on the board, and they're cleaning them up. Dimentio finishes off Chicken and Waffles. Only 2 members left here to try and contest. Diva actually coming out, but Lefty is going to fall.
And George Mason finally able to get the point, but it has been so long. Even if they were to get the point all the way to the end, they're certainly going to be behind in terms of time bank. And considering Rutgers' strong defense so far, I don't even think they're going to let that happen. 3 minutes now to go on this second phase, the Streets phase. Griff still sticking on the Reaper. It looks like Spadinsky will be sticking on the Soldier 7-6. No, he actually did go back and will be going for McCree, so interesting pickup. Want a little bit more oomph, have that flashbang to work with, a lot of utility. Taking a look now at GTFO as he has Dragon Blade available, and there is a Nano Boost. That is a very devastating combination.
Yeah, there are no CC ultimates on the side of George Mason University, so they just want to be able to deal with the Genji if it gets into the back line, and you just go ahead and throw down the flashbang if he gets there, and it's very dangerous. We do have Nintendo. He did proc that Nano Boost, and he gets in. It's going to be GTFO with the first kill, but that's what I'm talking about. The flashbang comes in, shuts him down. It is a 2-for-1 trade, though, in favor of Rutgers University defense.
So the McCree pick did work out. It did what it was intended to do, but still the advantage in favor of Rutgers. They were able to win that fight, and the offense is, oh man, look at that. Dimentio getting hooked up from range, is getting healed by the Ana, but it's not going to be enough. Lefty picking up that kill, and they are looking for more.
Lefty has been doing so much work on this Reinhardt. They're going to force back the defense or the offense once again, and take a look at the ultimates right now. It looks like almost 3 on the side for Rutgers University, nearly 4 with Lefty about to get his Earth Shatter. Almost the same story on George Mason. but they're much closer to their ultimates than Rutgers are.
This defense from Rutgers, very close to the point, very up in your face, playing the corner game is so aggressive. And George Mason have not been able to find too much so far. This Graviton is massive, catching them in. The sound barrier from the defense, or from the offense to try and stay alive, but the Earth Shatter comes through.
Yeah, but there is no follow-through with the damage. Yes, Spadinsky gets the first kill onto Lefty. We've even got the Death Blossom coming out from Griff, but it's going to be Hamster Quest that gets the kill onto Chicken and Waffles. GTFO in the backline finally answers with one kill, but it's not going to be enough quite yet. He does have, the Dragon Blade, but Griff shuts him down.
Yeah, too many there to deal with. He was in a 1v5 situation, and there the Graviton, we see the offense will be able to win this team fight, likely to take the point on a bouncing up and down, but will be taken down by Griff and the remaining 5 members of GMU. Push the payload further, so 90 seconds, but this is still a tall task for them to complete. And if they do complete the map, it's 3-3 scoreline, and we go into time bank.
Yeah, but man, George Mason, they had to commit almost all of their ultimates just for that final push to make it into the checkpoint.
Another
so now
hook on
2
Dementio.
minutes. Yeah, Dementio might not be long for this role. Gets behind the safety of Hamster Quest, but there we go. We got the Nano Boosted Dragon Blade coming out, but a great sleep coming out from Hyperflame. Ooh. These CCs have been on point for George Mason University.
Yeah, unfortunate there, GTFO. He's every time he's used his ultimate, he's gone down or gotten slept and then charged. Not too happy with that, but for now, the defense still has a couple of heroes alive. As I say, that Lefty gets taken down. It's a 4v6 for the attack. Yeah,
Griff pushing forward with this Reaper, doing a great job shredding the tank line of Rutgers University. They are sticking to that triple tank composition, have pulled out GTFO. He has swapped off to the May Fitz, getting that kill onto Dementio now. Should be able to force them back as Hamster Quest answers back, getting a double kill for himself. Is that going to be a triple? No, it's going to be Griff that comes in. So now man advantage for George Mason University.
Oh no, that boop there from the Lucio might be clutch. Speaking of Lucio, a Lucio ultimate is up for the offense in just a couple of moments. But the defense's spawn is so close.
Hamster
Those
Quest
knockbacks
knocked off that Lucio there. They just have to contest. There's a minute left on the clock for them, but the defense's spawns are so good at this point.
Yeah, we do see a kill over to Fitz as he gets the kill on Hyperflame, and then with the help of his Ana gets the kill on Hamster Quest. 50 seconds remaining. The supports were not able to get their ultimates off before they died, and neither was Hamster Quest. But GMU is going to have a lot of ultimates, a lot of resources available to them in the next fight. But they have to make something happen because this will be their last 6-on-6 team fight chance.
We've seen with the onset of this patch that teams and players have been exceptional, getting huge value off of one ultimate. So we're looking at Lefty right here on the side of Rutgers University to pull out some heroics with that Reinhardt Earth Shatter. We'll see what he can do with it because that's what they got to work with. Great Graviton Surge, but a wall-up coming out from GTFO will actually stop a lot of that damage. But Spadinsky with the high noon gets the 1 kill, but already 4 going on over in favor of George Mason University. We do have the Graviton Surge coming up, but Chicken and Waffles immediately gets cleaned up. Will Nintendo be able to contest this for long enough? No, it doesn't look like it. That should be George Mason University completing the map with
1 second.
3 seconds left on the clock. That puts another
minute. That's 59 seconds, or 58.7 if you want to be specific, added because they got a little bit of extra time if you're able to cap. The difference between 1 second and capping with 0 seconds is really massive in this situation. However, in order to equalize and balance it out, that extra time is added to Rutgers' timing as well. And now Rutgers will have a full, essentially 5 minutes to attack with, and George Mason, they only have the 1.
Yeah, so now George Mason really up against it here on Kings Row. But we have seen teams hold on point A from a huge deficit before. I believe there was a 3-minute deficit hold that we saw yesterday in one of our matches. And we'll see if George Mason University can pull that off to try and get the win here.
And we've also seen the inverse of that, a team with a very small amount of time cap all the way to the last point. So not impossible, but still, you got to favor Rutgers. They have 5 minutes to 1, 5 times the amount of time to literally just take that first point. And considering how unsuccessful the Bastion strat was for GMU and how long it took, I think they're probably just going to go with something completely different from the onset.
Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty darn good when they were able to get that first initial frag onto, I believe it was Fitz on the Roadhog. Right?
That still took a long time.
It did. And, you know, George Mason University, or excuse me, Rutgers University at that point, they did a really great job of just playing line of sight and making sure they were, you know, not peeking around corners for that Bastion to get free kills.
So we see Soldier McCree double hit scan composition instead of the Bastion, which probably the wise decision here. Going for the same strategy, though, still going with the high ground. Ooh, grenade onto Griff.
Yeah, no triple tank this time for Rutgers University, though. They're running Fitz on that Mei.
And that is a really interesting adaptation. We'll see if it works in favor of them since there were team comp swaps for both teams now, I guess. Soldier able to jump over that point as the offense is encroaching, but that first frag going to be really crucial. Shields going down. That Soldier 76 on the back line. Needs to be careful not to get headshot, though.
Yeah, Mei does so much damage with those icicles. They do have to be careful. So now we have 20 seconds left on the clock. George Mason is on the point, but now it looks like Rutgers University posturing to come in. Great charge coming in from GTFO. Will shut down Hamster Quest. GTFO pushes forward with that Reaper. Gets a second. Chicken and Waffles also coming in.
The setup from that wall was absolutely beautiful. I question George Mason's University's decision to jump down there when they were winning that poke war, but I think this did not work out at all how they had intended. Overtime ticking down. Winston going to be able to get on the point and make it take longer, but seriously, they're just going in one by one. This is surely going to be the defense successful full hold from Rutgers University, and there we go.
Yep. So George Mason University, they've only got the 3 points here on the map. Rutgers University have 4 minutes and 56 seconds just to capture point A. And with their initial performance, I believe they captured it within the first minute of their first push.
Yeah, it was around a minute. So for comparison's sake, you get 4 minutes to cap the point when the game starts, when the map starts. Nearly 5 full minutes is an incredibly long amount of time. Not impossible, but very, very difficult. Rutgers certainly have a huge advantage because they can play different strats. They can play it slow and go for ultimate buildup. And George Mason is playing on a nice edge. One kill in favor of Rutgers could simply be the point.
Yeah, and it looks like Rutgers are trying to find that initial kill with Chicken and Waffles on this Hanzo. We've seen this composition come out pretty often here on Kings Row.
Yep.
A Hanzo along with the Roadhog going for that double pick kind of composition.
Exactly, and it also builds into the potential Graviton Surge and Dragon Strike combo with Hanzo and Zarya's ultimate.
Yeah, that finishing blow, it's
very
absurd how easily you can get set up.
Yeah, and it's a comp that does many things. Has high pick potential, has high combo potential, and especially in Overwatch where these first points are generally attacking favored. Like the first point is generally offense favored, second point generally neutral, third point a little bit easier for the defense. 5 minutes, going to be a huge task for GMU.
All right, so Chicken and Waffle is going to start off with that Sonic Arrow, make sure he doesn't actually spawn anything.
We'll
but
swap.
now he is going to go ahead and swap
back
off.
to the Widow, yeah.
We're going to go for that Widowmaker once again. So triple tank once again coming up from Rutgers University
And
this time.
Still a ton of pick.
Oh, yeah.
Widow is the pick queen from long range. Can't really be contested that easily. Looking for Lucio, does not find it, but it really doesn't matter. She can keep shooting.
They're even winning in these poke battles, actually taking out Reinhardt's shield pretty darn early there. Really low, he has to recharge. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Griff finds Nintendo, but it's going to be Fit that takes out Swadinsky. Great hook coming in, Dementio falling low, and he will drop. That's 3 members of George Mason University already down, and now they're on the hunt for this Reinhardt. They've already got 1 tick on the point. It is being contested right now, but are they going to be able to stay alive for long? Not with Chicken and Waffles there, landing the headshot, taking out Griff, and Zerhamid is by himself, and that should be Rutgers University completing out this map.
It's always interesting to look at styles of FPS players. You know, every shot, Chicken Waffles kind of recenters his crosshair in a zigzag way. That's pretty interesting. Anyway, though, pretty simple take. It took them, what, 54 seconds to get that first point, and that will be the first map over Kings Row to Rutgers University.
Yeah, so this is a best-of-5 series here. Losers pick moving forward. So now we're just going to wait on word from Rutgers?
From GMU?
Yeah, from George Mason there.
So
Excuse me.
Yeah, let's take a look at this play of the game. GTFO had a great game on Roadhog. Gets that initial hook on the charging Reinhardt, and then the whole hog doing a ton of damage. And that was the Earthshatter combo we saw that enabled them to take the point. Really great combination because the Reinhardt charging in meant that there was no defensive shield to block the Earthshatter.
Yeah, and you really do have to play pretty darn cautiously as a Reinhardt there. Reinhardt is probably one of the crux of the defense there, especially on that final hold. So for him to go charging in, I didn't even see a real good target for him to be charging onto.
That probably was a reactive play because his shield was breaking. That's something you might see if a shield's breaking because you can't really provide defense for a team there, but I'm not really sure. We didn't see his perspective, so I don't want to speculate and be wrong in that situation. Unfortunate, though, for the defense because once their shield was gone, very easy ultimate combination, just wipe the floor with the team.
Yeah, and so that just shows the importance of these ultimates here. They are so much more valuable because, well, they are not as frequent as before. I mean, before this patch, we were seeing, 4 or 5 ultimate team fights every minute or so. People were building them so quickly.
And it's funny, too, because the value of the ultimates is there's a juxtaposition. You can counter most ultimates with basic abilities. Reinhardt ultimate, for example, is countered by Reinhardt's shield. A flashbang can, stun a Genji, and then that's a very easy kill afterwards. Now that these ultimates are harder to obtain, it takes a little bit longer. Every time a basic ability or a lack of basic ability is not able to deal with an ultimate is that much more significant.
All right, so our next map is actually going to be Lijiang Towers.
Okay, so completely different map type. The Control, the King of the Hill style map is going to enable basically different gameplay. No more objective gameplay, just straight on deathmatch.
Yeah, we saw a lot of teams actually yesterday favoring more of the hybrid and
payload maps.
Escort type maps. So it's really interesting to see that here on the East Coast we're moving forward with a King of the Hill map.
I think they just want a different style. Honestly, they did fairly well. George Mason was able to cap the point, and they got some frags. But remember, it was the sort of objective gameplay, the initial point that eluded them. It took them a very long time. So they're telling themselves, you know what? We can go toe-to-toe with these guys. Let's change the map style. Let's change the pace of the game and just try and kill them, beat them in the 1v1s, beat them in the 6v6 team fight, and then move on from there.
Yeah, but from taking a look at King's Row, the team fighting was just absolutely stellar coming out from Rutgers there. So it's going to be very difficult to see what George Mason can actually pull out.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, so I mean, it is Lijiang. All these teams have tons of practice on these control point maps, so they must, have some good awareness of what they're strong at this point. I mean, they've already gotten, I believe, 9 matches in so far throughout this entire tournament, with a lot of these teams scrimming 3 to 4 times a week for 4 or 5 hours a day.
Oh, yeah.
They have to be very aware of what their strengths are.
Speaking with the captains of the other teams, some of these teams are scrimming 3, 4, 5, 6 hours for 5 days a week. That is near professional level scrim hours. That's very intense.
Oh, no. I remember, I would be set up with blocks every day, Monday through Thursday, and then Sunday was like a super block where we would do an 8-hour block.
Wow.
Yeah, so scrims can be very taxing, and I'm surprised that, the students are able to actually make the time for it, but hey, money's on the line at this point. The winner of this match will be securing $7,000 in scholarship pricing here in the Tespa Collegiate Series.
And the chance to compete for more.
$100,000 total up for grabs.
Yep. Taking a look at the Piggy. What do you think, chat? Bacon, you in the mood?
Piggy. Oink,
Jamerson
oink.
thinks this Piggy is too cute.
He is too
put
cute.
in the pan.
Sorry, that's why you don't
You eat meat, right, James?
Oh, I love meat.
Yeah, that meat, that Piggies.
We had some pork katsu
Yeah, we
and
did.
the bulgogi earlier, but now my appetite is completely sated. So now he's just, personified.
I got you.
Yeah.
He's too cute to eat. You're not hungry?
So we are going to be starting off on the night market portion. We saw some teams actually on the night market portion. Kayun particularly yesterday running a great Pharah, but no Pharah coming out so far. Pretty standard composition coming out here. George Mason University, their DPS, it's going to be Hyper Flame on the Tracer and Spadinsky on the McCree.
Yeah, I'm looking for Griff's Roadhog here. They went around the side, and Griff was not able to find that first hook. But there he gets the next one onto the Genji. A 4v6 fight immediately for George Mason.
Yeah, George Mason, you with the great start to Mentio picking up a 3rd kill. He will go down to lefty, but at that point, the rest of Rutgers University crumbling as Chicken Waffles will go ahead and sacrifice himself.
Yeah, it's better just to not let your opponents build any ultimate. That's why the Tracer jumped off there. She did not epically misplay. That was intentional. But, man, Griff on this Roadhog. If there's a Roadhog, we actually see the swap GTFO is going to be playing Roadhog too, which is probably a good answer because he can have so much, excuse the pun, control on these control maps if your team has a Roadhog that's landing hooks and the opponents do not.
And yeah, Griff can definitely melt through tanks, and there we go. It's going to be GTFO, actually, the opposing Roadhog, and Lefty pushing forward with that Primal Rage. Winston saves his teammate. There was a hook coming in from Griff, but he was able to knock him off. Lefty going huge there with the 4K.
Lefty, that might have been the play of the game right there. 4 in a row. 2 environmental kills and 2 kills on the squishies pushed against the wall, basically all off of the Winston ultimate. Who says tanks can't make plays?
And he is trying to challenge Miro there for best Winston, and then he jumps in right now on top of them, even against Hyperflame on this Reaper. He has no fear whatsoever. Lefty on the 8th. There we go. Pushes forward onto Spudinski. Will be able to solo him out. And now it's going to be 6v5 in favor of Rutgers University. They're at 30%. Hook coming in, GTFO, but Dementio will keep himself alive. We do have the nano boost, and it is on Lefty. They're pushing forward with that Winston. Is trying to hunt down Hyperflame. He will be able to Wraithform away as Griff gets the kill onto Chicken and Waffles, but Lefty will not survive as the whole hog comes out. That's Griff getting a double kill.
GTFO is able to get the kill. He is taken down by Hyperflame, getting the revenge kill there, which will mean GMU will obtain the point. But Rutgers had quite a bit of time on the point, 52% in their favor. A couple of ultimates, Graviton Surge nearly available, so they can combo the Tracer Bomb with that, or they can even just jump in with the Winston ults, which we saw used very effectively by Lefty.
Yeah, Lefty is able to...
Oh, no, that Roadhog's caught.
Oh, yeah, Griff is caught out here. It's a 6v1 over there, but GTFO almost getting taken out there. Hamster Quest will pick up that kill, so it is now a 5v5, but Lefty has his Primal Rage, and he's trying to knock off these supports, but it's going to be Hyperflame in the back line. He had that Death Blossom picked up before, just outright winning that team fight for his team.
Mentioned this in the pregame. We've seen Hyperflame's Reaper before, and it is excellent and so crucial for George Mason there as they are able to clear that team fight. Honestly, respect to Griff for being in a 1v6 situation for that long and stalling long enough for his team to come back there, because it looked pretty bad for GMU.
It really did, but there were some stragglers on that attack, right, that were caught out by Spudinski's flashbang here. But now huge Graviton Surge comes out. 2 kills going in the way of Rutgers University as Hyperflame tries to keep the point alive, but now it's going to be GTFO landing the shots onto him. Zerhominus now trying to keep this alive for his team. There we go. Slowly but surely, GMU are falling one by one, trying to buy as much time as possible. They got 93% on the board before it flipped.
93%, so that's going to be basically one team fight for GMU to win it. But Rutgers with the point and with control of the map right now. Kigo is going to have his sound barrier available in the next fight. Chicken Waffles just doing a little bit of poking around with that shoulder 76. Not really close to his ultimate just yet, but time taking for Rutgers.
Yeah, he was on the Tracer before, but he has since swapped off to that 76. We've got that Deadeye getting popped right now. Hyperflame has a nano boost, and now he's on the hunt for Chicken and Waffles. We do have the sound barrier coming out. It's going to be GTFO starting off this fight with the kill onto Spudinski, and Hyperflame not able to get any kind of value off of that. Now Dementio does answer back, taking off 1 kill, but it's going to be Fitz cleaning him up. Zerhominus does take out Lefty. Hook comes in, but Chicken and Waffles will survive that, and the point still ticking up for Rutgers University at this point, 92%, and doesn't look like anyone from George Mason will be able to get onto the point.
Yeah, that's probably just going to be the game there. Ticking up. No one is on the point. There is the Tracer trying to contest, but the Tactical Visor coming in is going to be guaranteed damage. Excuse me, the Ana will be going down. Hyperflame out of Wraith form is taken down as well. Chicken Waffles cooking up a dinner tonight, and that is going to be Rutgers University taking the first point on Lijiang.
Oh, man. What a back and forth first point here on Lijiang.
Absolutely. Considering GMU was looking so strong, it's pretty crazy to see Rutgers take the map 93% to 99. So up to the very last minute. The next Lijiang Tower map is going to be Garden, a little bit more wide open. You have that center stage, and we'll see whether or not these two teams mirror each other, both go in the white room or both go over those bridges.
Yeah, generally we see the TCS curse, most teams just avoiding each other.
Yeah.
Yesterday we did have a few opportunities where the teams actually just faced off. That is cheating. That doesn't count. That's
like the guy that would score a basket by shooting it from below the basket as a kid. God, I hated that kid. Everyone knows one. On every playground, he exists. You all know it. Okay, here we go. Both bridge side. Let's go.
Yeah, they are going to be meeting here, and it's going to be the Winston Lefty jumping in first. He does get some good damage off as the hook does come out from GTFO, landed onto the hog, but he will make it to safety. Dementio falling first. Chicken Waffles takes him out, but Hamster Quest is able to take out Lefty. So it's a 2-for-1 trade as GTFO on that hog, putting in work for Rutgers University.
Oh, man.
Griff, though, faces off against Chicken and Waffles, takes him out, but he's not going to be long for this roll, but no, don't hook first. Griff coming in with the double kill there, taking out GTFO. Now he is just carrying for his team. Nintendo will finally clean him up, but Hyperflame is there on that Reaper against, the rest of Rutgers University. Now things going back and forth, this time in favor of Rutgers University.
Ikogo is fragging on this Lucio, up to 60% already. Lefty has the Ana boost on him. And Rutgers finally able to stabilize. Considering Griff's impressive performance on the Roadhog for a second, I thought GMU was going to be able to take it. But it will be Rutgers with control. We're looking for environmental kills from GTFO, potentially. Oh, this is risky. Does he know they're there? You can't see through those silhouettes. We don't... Spectator mode is a little bit cheating in that regard. They can't see that. But the first hook is going to miss. Both hooks are going to miss. No environmental kills, unfortunately, just yet.
Yeah, GTFO did drop a little bit low right now. Rutgers University at 22%. They are on the point as George Mason approached from the opposite end of the map. Dementio does get hooked again, but there we go. Whole Hog comes out to complete that kill. Hyperflame does find one kill onto Ikogo, but GTFO getting the environmental kill onto Griff. That's going to be a great hold so far. Hyperflame trying to contest at this point, but now he will fall to chicken and waffles.
That Roadhog had so much value with the knockbacks and the kills. Nice shooting. Chicken waffles with the headshots. Dink, dink.
Yeah, that's the damage, and you know he was not in drop-off range there, so he did so much damage to him.
Burst fire. Very well done by Chicken Waffles so far on the Soldier 76, and Rutgers once again forcing GMU to go through this white room, but when you do that, you're funneling through such a small area.
Oh yeah, they have to be careful. They do have 3 ultimates to work with. They can go for the Nano Boosted Reaper or even the Nano Boosted 76. So I like how this composition of Fleck, and they're going to go ahead and start off the fight with the Sound Barrier on the side of Jordan Mason. It's going to be the Nano Boosted Reaper going in. He's picked up a triple kill. Hyperflame with the 4K. Now he's on the hunt for Fitz. Wants that 5K, but it's going to be Spadinsky that cleans him up.
But that's exactly what they wanted. Hyperflame showing off the good old Beyblade combo. You don't get the speed from the Nano Boost anymore, but sometimes if you position properly, you simply don't need it. That entire fight, starting with the Sound Barrier, was a perfect entry for GMU, and they're able to get the point, but they used all of their ultimates in doing so.
But Griff doing a great job of delaying right there, was able to get the hook onto GTFO, got the environmental kill onto his opposing Hog there. So 27% on the board and continue to tick up.
We'll see if Griff can continue to get those hooks. He's looking for it. That shield is going to block it though, so Lefty swapping off the Winston now. The Soldier 76 Tac Visor coming in from the offense.
Yeah, they've got the Nano Boost too, pushing forward with that right now. Chicken and Waffles finds 1 kill onto Zerhominus. It's going to be Lefty with his teammate getting the kill onto Spadinsky. 2nd kill coming out from him as Ikogo takes out his counterpart, and Griff and Hyperflame are just going to go ahead and sacrifice themselves to get that faster spawn.
Ikogo, the bloodthirsty support. We've actually seen him a couple of times in the kill feed now, doing very well on the Lucio pickup. George Mason once again losing control of the point. So now Rutgers with complete control of this second map. Going up 2-0, and Lijiang here would be a very strong advantage for this team.
Yeah, it's at 96%. Someone was able to make it onto the points to contest, but the Soldier battles right here. It's going to be Chicken and Waffles that takes out Spadinsky. Lefty coming in, takes out Dementio. And now with a 3v1 advantage, they are pushing forward. Rutgers University trying to force them off the point, but Griff trying his best with the heroics. He gets 2 kills of his own. He has the whole hog, but he's not going to be long for this world as GTFO, he gets the reset, tells him definitely to get out.
Lucio trying to do all he can to delay, makes it through the window, but he is taken down. Soldier 76, meanwhile, from George Mason, made it onto the point, and they're trickling in here. But, James, it's 1 by 1. There really isn't any strong foothold on this map, and the timer will tick down. Map number 2 over to Rutgers, now 2-0 on Lijiang.
Yeah, I'm so glad these aren't the days of the 5 Tracer stall. Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Fun days.
Back before the 1 hero limit, you know, the 6-man diva.
And then there wasn't the overtime nerf.
Oh, yep. a lot of good changes. Those were the days.
All right, we've come a long way. I mean, this game's only been released for about 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months now.
6 months now. And so much work has been put onto it. It's been fantastic as we do move on to the control point here. Rutgers University 1 point away from securing their 2nd map against George Mason University.
Yeah, the game being live nearly 6 months. Keeping in mind, though, the beta was pretty popular as far as competitive tournaments and stuff. But all the rule changes so far have been really great for competitive play. Let's take a look here. Ikogo once again on Lucio, speed boosting his team out as a standard course. They're going to meet up in this middle here. Chicken Waffles on Tracer, trying to do what he can, but forced to recall. Still, the first frag over to the Zarya from Rutgers is going to make it a 5v6 and a huge advantage.
Yeah, especially when you take out the support first because so much damage happens here. So Griff was able to get the kill onto GTFO. So now it is a 5v5. as they push forward. Hyperflame trying his best on that Reaper, but he's not able to get into the back line here. As Chicken and Waffles continually poking from the back. Point has been unlocked, and it is currently in Rutgers' favor right now, but Hyperflame gets that kill onto Lefty, so now GTFO answers in kind, taking out that Reaper, and it looks like slowly but surely Rutgers University forcing back George Mason.
Interestingly enough, George Mason is electing not to go for the Tracer, but Tracer is being so annoying, a thorn in their backside, and as a result, Rutgers still has control of the point. They haven't taken it just yet, though, and Chicken Waffles finding another kill in the kill feed. This is still back and forth, though. No one has gotten the point, and it's been already a minute of game time.
Yeah, this is very difficult. The support's doing a great job of positioning well and staying alive for the most part. Now we've got a sound barrier coming out for George Mason University. And Lefty does go down to Hyperflame. That's a second kill. That's Ikogo going down. Unfortunately, a lot more damage was being done to George Mason University, and that actually worked in their favor.
Yeah, that's pretty rare. You don't generally see so many duels or such a long duel without many kills. I mean, I don't know if people were missing shots or whatever. Certainly damage is getting done, and as a result, when damage is dealt, supports can heal it and build their ultimates that much quicker. For now, GMU with control of the point. A lot of ultimates up for both sides.
Yeah, so we have the Nano Boosted Dragon Blade coming in. It's going to be GTL. Gets the first kill. Hyperflame tries his best to turn it around, but he only gets one kill off of his Death Blossom. It's going to be Spadinsky coming in. Hyperflame picking up double kill. There we go, pushing forward, and despite the combo coming out from Rutgers University, George Mason University were able to hold.
Hyperflame has a very strong Reaper. I don't know if we've mentioned that before. I think we're going to mention it a couple of times tonight. And he is able to defend the point for his team. Didn't even need the ultimate there from his Death Blossom. He just used the Ana boost, and through the sleep was still able to find 3 frags. So GMU now with 50%, but Rutgers with a lot of ultis to work with. The hook landing, though, from the Roadhog. Both Roadhogs, but no kills.
Yeah, it's going to be Lefty coming in, getting that kill onto Spadinsky. So now 6v5 in favor. Lefty has to stay alive. He's going to go ahead and pop that Primal Rage. He's into the back line, causing so much havoc, just knocking them all around. It's going to be Fitz that gets the kill onto Dementio. Now he's onto the supports. He's going to take this Lucio down, Hamster Quest down to GTFO. And Rutgers University will finally flip the point on over. But George Mason were able to get 67% on the board for themselves.
Griff landing the hook. He can't heal through that. Landing the hook onto the Ana, and then he wasn't actually able to land the damage to kill her, which might come back to haunt him as he is trying to make something happen for his team. Griff has had a really good Roadhog so far, though. Misses the shot onto the Tracer. The hook has a fairly short cooldown of 6 seconds, but every time a hook misses, that is simply an advantage that that team doesn't have.
Yeah, no great ultimate synergies coming out from Rutgers University quite yet, though, as they do have ult 3 in tow. It's going to be Hyperflame that gets a kill onto Chicken and Waffles as Graviton Surge does come out from Rutgers University, but Hyperflame, once again, despite the ultimates being used, he is finding these kills, and they are going to go ahead and flip the point back on over as Hyperflame finds the kill onto Lefty.
Let's see if they can keep it now, though. If they can win the next team fight, that'll probably guarantee them the point. Hyperflame chasing Chicken Waffles down. Tracer, Reaper. It's kind of an interesting matchup because it's hard to kill each other. Like, both heroes have their ways to escape, but Tracer can't really close the distance. Otherwise, he'll take too much damage. Hyperflame positioning high up, but the Winston sees him. Yeah,
but Griff starts off this fight, getting a kill onto GTFO. Hyperflame has to be careful as the Winston is trying to focus him down. Hyperflame will be able to wait for him away. We do have that Pulse Bomb coming out. We'll get the kill onto Zerhamidus as the sound barrier does come out on the side of Rutgers University. It didn't land on the entirety of the team, though, and so Ikogo does go down. He was able to get his ultimate off for this team as overtime is ticking down, so you just got to use every tool that you have here as their overtime is ticking away.
Griff doing his best to kill that Tracer. He just needs to land one shot, but it's simply not happening. Lefty, oh, he finally gets it. But Griff and Hyperflame, the last remaining members on the point, forced to run away. Spadinsky gets taken down. Lefty gets taken down, but that is going to be the point. GMU had the point. No one was contesting it, actually, because they were chasing the kills, and as a result, George Mason University is on the board.
I think there might have just been small communication error on the side of Rutgers University because Lefty was the only one on point, and he jumped off expecting his team to be able to get there in time, but unfortunately, it was just a small timing error for them.
The thing is, in overtime, the longer you're in overtime, the faster overtime ticks down when you jump off the point. And so you can have moments where you're just trying to secure kills. He actually got a kill when he jumped off, but in doing so, no one was on the point, and the overtime ticked so quickly, they lost the objective.
Yeah, but his teammates were right behind him. It was so close, so close. But George Mason University now with their first point here on Lijiang Towers, but it looks like we are going back to the night market portion. That was where Rutgers University were able to inch it out, I believe, 100 to 99%.
I think it was 93.
93.
To be very specific, but it was essentially 99, the end game state. So same strat as before, coming around the side is what George Mason are going to go for, and they are looking for the hook. But Fitz has Roadhog as well, so hooks from either side, not connecting initially.
Yeah, we do see this time on the side of George Mason University is going to be Dimentio on that Winston that immediately goes down to Chicken and Waffles. I believe he was on the Zarya before Ikogo fighting the kill onto Hyperflame. Now, there we go. Chicken and Waffles has been doing such a great job on the 76.
Yeah, that Helix Rocket does 120 damage. That's pretty much nearly all of Tracer's health. And as you saw there, just deleting the Tracer from existence just takes another headshot to follow up. Chicken Waffles has been doing amazingly on the Soldier, and now their combo is online. The retirement combo of the nano-boosted TAC Visor can do a huge amount of damage, and it's very hard to kill the Soldier, so we'll see how Rutgers plays this advantage.
All right, so we do have that Genji trying to get in. GTFO has to be careful there. He does get healed up by his teammate, but are they going to... There we go. Nano Boost is coming out. Chicken and Waffles is going to proc his Tactical Visor, but George Mason University doing a great job of playing line of sight here. Dimentio, though, gets hooked in by Griff, and he's going to go down. Excuse me, by Fitz, and he goes down. So now they're continuing to push forward. Lefty finding the kill onto Griff. Now it is in favor of Rutgers University. They already have 40% on the board. They've got the man advantage. They should be able to hold on to the point.
They weren't really able to get much value out of the ultimate in terms of raw kills, but they forced the enemy away. They took down the shield, and afterwards the rest of the team was able to follow up very well. So Rutgers with control of the point, and now they have a couple of other ultimates online. It's all about cycling through those ultimates. If you can defend with 2 points or with 2 ultimates, oh, look at that hook.
Great hook coming in from Fitz there.
And now they have nearly 4 ultimates up, James. It's going to be very hard for GMU to make something happen, especially after losing Griff, who has his ulti available.
Yeah, oh, another hook coming in. Fitz, the hero for Rutgers University right now, but it's GTFO that's got that Dragon Blade. He's onto the back line. He will get cleaned up by Dimentio. He was sitting at 70 HP. One swing from the hammer will take him out there.
That was pretty brutal from Dimentio, swatting him down. Another hook from Fitz. Griff is not able to retaliate, and he is taken down by the whole Hog.
Yeah, generally, though, in the Hog versus Hog battle, he who hooks first dies, right? But no, Fitz is on an entirely different level right now. There we go, another hook landing. I don't think he's missed much one yet, but he will get booped. That's how you shut him down with the environmental kill. Nintendo, though, does answer back. Lefty getting a kill onto Zarhamadis, and now it's going to be the man advantage for Rutgers University as overtime is ticking away.
Really great sleep there. Nintendo has been doing wonders for his team in this fight on the Ana pickup, and Rutgers is able to clutch it out. 3-1 scoreline on Lijiang, and they are 2-0 in this best-of-5 series.
They're one map away from securing that money.
Yeah.
$7,000 in scholarship pricing. They're one map away now.
Play of the game, 100%. We got to give it to Lefty.
Yeah, this was the initial point on Night Market. This
he knocks them into the corner so they can't escape. Gets 2 kills there, and then gets not 1, but 2 environmental kills, knocking the opponents off of the map. That was one of the best Winston plays we have seen so far in the Tespa Collegiate series.
And the thing was, even though that Winston was super strong for them initially on that point for Night Market, he noticed that Hyperflame was doing a great job on the Reaper in the last map.
And then he swapped.
And so he swapped off. He went back to the Reinhardt instead. So great decision-making coming out from Lefty there on Rutgers University.
Yeah, the entire team. We saw Fitz wasn't on the Roadhog initially, but he swapped to it after seeing Griff having that, and then just being able to swap the compositions, you know, with the Reinhardt shield, especially, you're going to have a much safer fight. You can throw those Roadhog hooks with impunity against the opposing Roadhog, who only has like a Zarya shield to protect him. So very well done by Rutgers.
Yeah, and so now it is, once again, George Mason's pick, and they're taking it to another King of the Hill map, another control point map. It's going to be Ilios this time.
Fair enough. They struck blood. They were able to cap a map. They had a very close scoreline on most of the maps. Yeah. So perhaps some minor adjustments all GMU needs, but they're facing a pretty big deficit, to be honest.
Both teams are doing a really good job of adjusting to each other, but it's just Rutgers University that starts off with the advantage. And so ultimately, you know, they have the final say, essentially, in how these maps work out.
Yeah, that's a interesting thing to point out. I would say both teams are sort of improving and adapting to the matchup at the same speed, but Rutgers has had the advantage from the get-go. So,
yeah, they've been setting the tempo entirely.
Exactly. Like, every time we've seen GMU try to create a new strategy, Rutgers has had a pretty good way to counter that strat from the onset. So even though you see the swaps going back and forth, if they're able to stay even with the advantage, they'll always be winning, you know?
Yeah, and a lot of this has been actually coming down to that hog versus hog battle on each side. We've seen a number of different players actually on both sides trying their hand at hog, but Fitz there at the end.
We've also seen some really creative hog kills. For example, Roadhog landing a hook on the opposing Roadhog, and then the opposing Roadhog landing the headshot shotgun kill just because he's so close. That was a new one.
That was. I mean, generally, it's he who blinks first, right? Whoever. It's a weird game of chicken when you're playing that hog v hog. First person hook generally dies, but
right. Like, if you close the distance, the opposing Roadhog can right or left click, shift for the hook and then hit again. It's a lot more burst damage. Like, there's this whole concept in game theory about being conservative and not playing your cards too quickly, keeping those cooldowns available, and then just trying to outplay the opponent. In the hog matchup, that's certainly the case. You definitely don't generally want to be the first to hog, otherwise, to hook. Otherwise, you will get punished. Hog, hook.
I mean, at this point, though, it looks like it's just a real point of pride as Griff and Fitz once again going to face off with these dueling hogs on the side of George Mason University. Their composition looking pretty darn standard. Their DPS, it's going to be Hyperflame this time on Tracer and Spadinsky on Soldier 76. Their tanks, Griff, it's going to be the Roadhog, and Dementio is back on that Zarya.
Yep, so Hyperflame is still playing DPS role for George Mason. On the control maps, GTFO on the Genji can go off, and Fitz has been going off on this Roadhog. So the same composition with the Reinhardt as the tank from Rutgers, whereas George Mason a little bit more mobile, a lot of pressure on the backline with the Tracer. We'll see how this plays. Oh my God, goodbye Tracer.
Yeah, Chicken and Waffles landing a great Helix rocket onto her, and like you had mentioned earlier, 120 damage there. Tracer only has 150 as they are going to force back George Mason University. Fitz getting that hook onto Zerhominus. That's going to be a two-man advantage for Rutgers.
With the composition GMU have, no strong frontline tank. Oh, that's a really crucial hook actually from Griff. No frontline tank, squishy Tracer, they can be deleted instantly if they're caught out like that.
And yeah, Lefty getting off that hook from Fitz. They're onto Dementio. They're going to even out the scoreline. It's actually a 5v5, but Griff gets hooked in. Fitz is winning these hog battles.
They need to change the comp, I think, James. They need to run a Reaper or something. This mobile heavy composition is just getting destroyed, and they're not doing enough damage onto the members of Rutgers. Rutgers with the point they haven't used any ultimates just yet, but they're getting close to some very powerful ones. Both damage DPS ultimates nearly online. George Mason sitting around 50-60% across the board for them, so they're not really going to have much to work with just yet, but it's already been a third of this map passed.
But once they get activated, though, they can cycle so well because they have two separate kinds of combinations to come out that deal huge amounts of damage, but it is Rutgers University with the ultimate advantage right now. Chicken and Waffles, he's sitting on that tactical visor, Nintendo just waiting for that nano boost to come out.
See who pulls the trigger first. There is the tactical visor on top of the nano boost is gonna do huge damage. 2 kills over. The Dragon Blade was used by the Genji as well, so 4 kills lighting up the scoreboard, and that will prompt the jump off of the map from Griff because there's no way he can fight that without his team. Another successful hold from Rutgers.
Hyperflame now, he switched off of that Tracer. He's on to the Reinhardt now. So they want to try and block this damage, this longer range damage that's coming out from Rutgers University, from Chicken and Waffles and GTFO, just getting the chip damage with the shurikens there.
The question, though, is how exactly do you kill this Roadhog? Because he would need to misposition very heavily for you to land a hook successfully onto him and to get that kill.
We do have a great hook, but Chicken and Waffles actually survives it. Unfortunately, Griff not able to connect with every single one of those pellets. We do have the sound barrier getting popped on the side of Rutgers University as Chicken and Waffles tries to go heads up against Griff, but there we go. He will get the kill, and now it's a 6v5 advantage. We do have the Earth Shatter coming out from Lefty. He gets the pin, will get a kill onto the Dementio, but at that point, Griff and Zerhominus have been doing work against the back line. Zerhominus getting a double kill here, and now it's all down to GTFO to try and keep it alive. But in overtime, George Mason University will be able to take over the point.
We saw a very early sound barrier used by Rutgers University, very proactively trying to defend his team, but actually they weren't really fighting during that time, so the shield, that barrier, diminished quickly and didn't have that much value. As a result, GMU were able to get onto the point. We saw that kill he had on the Soldier, was definitely able to connect that time, and they do have control, but it's 99%. One misstep, and Rutgers regains control.
but they could definitely cycle through their ultis on the side of George Mason University. They have that Graviton Surge, the Earth Shatter about to come up. They've even got the Nano Boost very shortly underway here. And Griff is making his way actually to his ultimate fairly quickly. That's what Hog does.
Ooh, man. Lefty getting the kill. It was the hook from Fitz. It's a 5v6 now. Rutgers trying to jump back on there. A 3-man Graviton. Zarya gets knocked away, but there's no more shield. But there's no follow-up damage at all from George Mason University. Rutgers will certainly regain control of the point, and that has to be the game.
Yeah, 99% instantly into overtime. Rutgers University, first point here on Ilios at the Lighthouse, will take the point against George Mason University. Now they're 2 points away from securing $7,000 in scholarship pricing.
And the chance to compete for essentially $100,000 more.
Yeah.
It's
there's a lot of money on the line here.
Yeah, over $100,000 total in the scholarship pool on the line. Winning here guarantees you at least $7,000 for your team. Rutgers, they can taste it at this point. They can taste that late night dumpling shack run. That was the mainstay college fixture at my place.
Oh.
It's 2 a.m. dumplings. They were so good.
We had our pick of the litter there for whatever we wanted.
UCI.
BCD for a while when it opened up. That was great, you know, going for some boo-boo. It was one of the few places that was open 24/7 there. But now that we are here onto the ruins, it's going to be Rutgers University. They are actually going to stick GTFO on that Genji there.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can make it to the back line. George Mason University sticking with their composition essentially. Dementio has swapped off to the Reinhardt this time. He was on Zarya before. Hyperflame picking up that second DPS hero for them. He's going to be on the McCree. He did get hooked in, but there we go. Lefty will be able to finish him off. Now GTFO just in the back line, deflecting shots away.
It almost looked like McCree was able to combat roll away, and that would have been a miraculous escape. But he was taken down. Ikogo on the scoreboard as he kills the opposing Reinhardt. This Roadhog will be taken down as well. Rutgers with firm control of the point on this ruin map. And they are simply snowballing off that. Another beautiful hook converted into a kill by both Fitz and Lefty.
Man, GTFO, he didn't even actually see the model. He just predicted where the dash should go and got the assist on there, so immediately got the reset. He didn't have to use it. Man, that was some great mechanics coming out from him, and GTFO has been doing a fantastic job on this Genji so far.
Yeah, he's on that higher level right now, just harassing, trying to build up towards his Dragon Blade. He's pretty close, but no, actually gets punished by Griff. Nice hook there. Equalization from Fitz. 5v5 fight now.
Nano boost onto Lefty. He's going to get the first kill onto Hamster Quest there. That's going to be a 4K for him. Wow. He's been doing such a great job, and that
really
wasn't Earth Shatter used, but only the 2 ultimates, you know, they're going to be able to cycle through the rest of them fairly well here. So
absolutely worth using that Earth Shatter there. They're going to be close enough to some other ones. They have Tactical Visor on the ready right now. Another hook from Fitz, and instantly followed up by the team.
Oh, that sleep dart to make sure that he couldn't get his shield back up, and then he was immediately bursted down. Another hook coming in, but it might be Fitz going down here. Fitz did extend himself a little bit too far there. Hyperflame picking the kill onto him, but the Tactical Visor is going to be proc. It's going to be Spadinsky that gets the kill onto GTFO, and now the man advantage going over to George Mason University. They just need to push forward.
Yeah, GMU might be able to retake here. They have a ton of ultimates to work with, nearly at 6. Chicken Waffles running away. They're trying to maintain control of the point, contest for as long as they can so the rest of their allies come back and respawn. They've done a good job so far. GMU is finally gonna get onto the point. But can they actually take this?
Deadeye is procced by Hyperflame. He's dropped pretty low, and he will go down to GTFO. Dragon Blade out. He's on the back line, but Spadinsky has the Tactical Visor to immediately shut him out. He's going to get a second kill there,
no one's
and that's going to be no one's on the point. Yep, overtime taking down Spadinsky with another kill there. Lefty, the last man alive. He will get cleaned up. Spadinsky with the 4K.
That point was dangerously close to being gone, but they were able to get the kills and also get on the point in time to continue, contest, and obtain the point. However, they used 5 ultimates in doing so, and it's a 99% advantage once again to Rutgers.
Yeah, there's no one great for them to actually put the Nano Boost on other than Dementio, but he's still so far away from his Earth Shattered that it's going to be very hard to be impactful with that Nano Boost. Rutgers University, they're working on almost 3 ultimates here, and they've got their Earth Shatter. This is where they want to engage and fight. As Fitz gets the first kill onto Griff, so now that they immediately smell blood, they are on the hunt for George Mason University. Huge Earth Shatter coming in.
and Ikogo was able to use the sound barrier. There is no sound barrier from GMU, so they're all so very squishy. Rutgers University once again retaking the point. There is a Reinhardt to try and contest it, but he's going to get slept and then taken down. 2 kills over to Ikogo's Lucio as Rutgers University is on game, set, and match point here.
Man, this match looking incredibly one-sided, and we were expecting this to be a lot closer than the current results. I mean, both of these teams, they were able to 3-0 their way through the playoffs.
Regional quarterfinal. Yeah, just due to the fact though that we didn't actually see the games be close, we have no way of telling what the actual strength is. All we know is that both of these teams are very good teams. One team might be a great team, and if the other team is only very good, you simply can't really match that. And for George Mason, so far it's been a 2-0. It's looking like a 3-0 right now, but they've certainly had their moments, just not nearly as many as they've needed.
Yeah, Rutgers trying to maintain their undefeated record and make their way to the regional finals here. We are now onto the well portion of Ilios as the teams are meeting up near that Sparta pit.
It's a great shot there. You can see both sides with the Reinhardt now. The hook going wide. GTFO had to deflect up, but it did not actually matter there. This Griff is doing what he can. Pretty big grenade coming out from the Ana, and Lefty finding the first frag here.
Yeah, Lefty once again on that Reinhardt doing so much work for his team. That's a double kill for him.
How does he do it?
It's going to be Hyperflame who does finally answer back. But Lefty, he's one of those Reinhardts that's just,
goodness.
Wow, great hook coming in. Lefty getting a triple kill there. And now huge sweep coming out from Rutgers University.
This is not a boosted Reinhardt. This isn't a Reinhardt with Earth Shatter. And yet he gets 4 kills. Lefty is a god.
Yeah, at this point he has his Earth Shatter already 16% on the board for Rutgers University. This is where they can really start cycling their ultimates and get a lot of mileage off of them. We'll see how that pans out as we do have George Mason University approaching from the opposite end there, not trying to take the outside ledge there, so they are pushing forward now.
They're pushing forward. We see Javentia on the point taking a lot of damage, though the shield is going to be very low. He's forced to charge away. Hyperflame not finding anything. That charge not finding anything. And Lefty with another kill. Here comes GTFO's Dragon Blade. Finds another one. Looking for the Reaper. Can he get a Reaper? Forced to Wraith Form. Gets the health back. And GTFO gets left, so he will go down to Hyperflame. But so many of his friends have fallen here.
And a great sleep coming out there. Yeah, Hyperflame is not going to be long with this world. Already 50% on their way. Rutgers University so close to securing $7,000 and their spot in the regional finals.
George Mason, this is one of their last chances, one of their last 6v6 team fights up against Rutgers with a plethora of weapons in their arsenal. George Mason is a couple of moments from a few key ultimates themselves, but Hyperflame gets hooked, does not get taken down.
Oh, we do have the sleep coming out onto Griff there, but Fitz will go ahead and use his whole hog to go ahead and disengage. 80% on the board for Rutgers University. It's coming down to this. As Chicken Waffles finds the first kill onto Spodinski. Griff is dropping low. He will get taken out. Now it looks like Rutgers University might have just secured their spot in the live finals.
George Mason have gone down. Dementio, the last remaining hero, oh man, he just can't make anything happen. That shield reflected his ultimate and he goes down. And now 99 up to 100%. Rutgers University with a clean 3-0.
Wow, what a performance coming out from Rutgers University. What a statement for them there in the East Coast.
Play of the match is going to go over to Griff, but that's a small consolation. Let's take a look at this on the Roadhog. Combined once again with an Earth Shatter. Gets a ton of damage, a ton of kills. It gets credit for that. Okay, that was a little bit not as impressive as you might have thought. But unfortunately for Griff and the members of GMU, that is where their story ends for this season of the TCS. Rutgers University with an emphatic 3-0 victory. You got to think whoever is going up against them needs to be wary.
Yeah, I mean, they're only one of 2 teams so far in the regional semifinals that have been able to get a 3-0 record here so far. The other matches have been hotly contested. We had the 3-2 that went to 6 maps. We had the 2-1 that went to 5 maps yesterday. It's really surprising to see this kind of performance coming out this far in the game.
And interestingly enough, one of the only teams that was able to take a game off of Rutgers, Maryland, is out.
Yeah.
They were out in the earlier part of the regional playoffs. So
yeah, so right now, Rutgers University extending their record to 10-0, still undefeated. Their game record currently at 20-2. So they have, a 10% loss rate, 90% win rate at that point?
Yeah, that is a massive, massive advantage. And whomever they're going up against next, Virginia Commonwealth or Worcester Polytechnic, you got to imagine that they're going to be studying that VOD and a lot more of the matches because Rutgers, as far as the East is concerned, they have certainly made their statement here.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, they haven't actually shown that much, right? They've only shown how strong they are on certain heroes, but they've been able to reach into a deep hero pool. It's going to be very difficult to actually try to find some sort of weakness in the Rutgers game.
Yeah, seriously, their tanks were fragging.
Yeah.
Lefty got so many kills.
Speaking of tanks, we've got one on the line. It's going to be the man of the hour, the hog of the hour, Fitz on the line from Rutgers University. All right, Eamon, very great game coming out for you today. Congratulations on your win. How do you feel after that victory over George Mason University?
Feel great, man. We've been coming a long way so far as a team. I only joined the team halfway through the regular season, but since I've joined, it's been nothing but success.
Yeah, you guys certainly have had a ton of success. So you say you joined halfway through the season. What has practice been like? How long have you guys been working at this?
Oh, practice. It's we try to play 3 times a week, but a lot of the times schedules are conflicting with college and classes. So the past few weeks, we've been trying to get on at least 2 times a week, but it's been flaky, definitely.
Wow. So performance like that with what you're saying is flaky practice. That's even more impressive.
But hey, take a look at this, right? Next semester, you guys have at least secured $7,000 in scholarship pricing, so it should be a lot more easier as we do move into next season, the spring season of the Tespa Collegiate Series.
Yeah. You're saying he should play more games because he made money off of playing games?
Yeah, he doesn't have to have like a second job or like a third job. I know a lot of students that were running 3 jobs while they were trying to attend school and everything else. So, hey, that's a lot off your shoulders there. So how does it actually feel getting this scholarship pricing?
Oh, it feels amazing, man. We just found out before that the coordinator gets a scholarship also. He was ecstatic. But all in all, the most important thing here is the fact that we're able to get this far as a team. The scholarships is, of course, secondary at this point.
Fair enough. And you guys, I mean, just the pride and happiness you guys must be feeling is incredible by now. You have a chance to compete for the live finals representing New Jersey, Rutgers. Is there anything you'd like to say to anyone watching back at home, any of your new Rutgers fans?
We have such a great community here. We have a club that meets every Friday. After our matches, we usually watch them during the club meetings. We have some family members of our players watch.
Wow.
We have great support from Rutgers Esports, too. We have a huge network here that is nothing but supportive. And also, shout out to our coordinator, Scotty.
All right, so yeah, we had one shout out to your coordinator there, and yeah, like you said, ecstatic that he's actually going to be getting the prize money. Now, moving forward onto Sunday, who do you want to face off against? Because it's going to be up against VCU or Worcester Polytechnic.
That's tough because we play WPI a lot in scrims. We haven't yet to play VCU, as far as I can tell, because like I said, I've only been here for half the season. We may have scrimmed them before, but I'm not sure. But I'd say WPI. We've beaten them in scrims. We feel we can take them easily.
All right, big words coming out.
I thought you were going to go the camaraderie aspect. You're like, oh yeah, we're friends with them. We want to meet them. But no, we're going to.
Did you just watch that match?
Oh my! I like this. That's confidence.
Confidence coming out. That is Eamon Fitzpatrick. Once again, congratulations on your victory today. Good luck moving forward. We will be seeing you guys on Sunday. So yeah, that's the Rutgers gentleman there.
They made a fan.
Yeah, definitely.
I was a little miffed they killed a Virginia team, but after that. That guy, that's a good
dude. They looked good. They looked good.
Yeah.
Fitz on that Roadhog, he was doing a fantastic job. That was just the man that we had on the interview there. So, I mean, we're expecting great things to come out from Rutgers there.
We know where his name is from, too, his tag.
Fitzpatrick. There it is.
It's a very Irish name.
It really is.
That is coming from a guy named Seamus.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so yep, that was our first match of the evening. That's the first of 4. So we just saw Rutgers University with a 3-0 dominant performance against George Mason University. But don't go anywhere, guys, because we have more matches for you guys after the break. We are going to be still in the East Coast. It's going to be VCU facing off against Worcester Polytechnic.